say, well, it's necessary. There's a bunch of junk out there. Yeah, at the junk food stores, maybe too. Of course, then you say that, and they'll want to regulate everything that you take into your bodies. But taking it into our bodies, it should be our business. And if you harm your body, it should be your business too, and not your neighbor's business. You can't go call to your neighbor and say, well, I owe you did it, so you can take care of it.
Personal responsibility!
And how else does this backfire on us? Well, it will backfire on maybe nutritional products. Maybe the federal government will start regulating vitamins and nutritional products in terms of health care. Wow. So that is the natural consequence. You say, well, prevent the use of some of these bad drugs, and then we sacrifice our liberties. But, you know, if you look at the drugs are really bad. I really am annoyed, and hopefully, you know, teaching my patients and my family and all how deadly drugs are. But the people who die and are more addicted are prescription drugs.
That's right! That's right!
The issue isn't the danger. The issue is who's responsible for the danger. Who's responsible for teaching children about fire and automobiles and heights and all these other things. It's us that's the responsibility, but assume that, oh, you know, the government is going to take care of us. If the government would just have tougher, stricter laws, my son would have never gone on drugs and these kind of arguments. But, you know, we've even gotten to the point where the government now, the federal government, is regulating drinking raw milk.
Yep.
What's that?
If we are allowed to deal with our eternity and all that we believe in spiritually, and if we're allowed to read any book that we want under freedom of speech, why is it that we can't put into our bodies what we want? And if there are dangers out there, maybe we can take care of that. If you want to compare dangers, I mean, intellectually, I mean, just think of authoritarian fascism, communism, how many people did that kill, and how bad some of the silly things that people do in the name of religion.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they concentrate, and we've given up this one element. The one problem we've had for 100 years or so, and the founders didn't have this problem. Freedom was freedom. Freedom was one unit. Freedom was personal liberty, social liberty, religious liberty, but it was also economic liberty too. And they came together.